everybody, and welcome to my channel. I am Shamina, and I am a spiritual, intuitive, relationship, and family life coach. Today, we are going to be talking about the fourth chakra in our chakra and relationship series, and that is the heart chakra. I am so excited to be talking about this because this is home for me. This is my home energy. I got on my green because this is my home color. This is just my element. And so I'm hoping that today we'll dig into something that might help you better understand this energy and use it in your life and your spiritual works and move you to the next level. Let's get started. The heart chakra is located in the center of the chest. It is, again, the reason for calling it the heart chakra is it is the center of the person. It is where love dwells. It is where transformation dwells, movement, forgiveness. It is the place where it all begins in the heart chakra. And so the heart chakra is one of the most popular chakras that people will talk about because it really is like the center hub of the chakras. When your heart chakra is imbalanced, it dramatically affects how you are able to process all of the other chakras. It is essential. It is essential. And so it's governed by the element of air, which is all about movement, change, transformation. When you think about the role of air and that nature in our world today, you think about, I always go back to science class where they taught you how pollination happens and how plants grow and how they go through that process. And air is so essential to moving seeds around and spreading things around so that it can grow, so that it can be reborn. It's also something that when not controlled can enrage. When combined with a fire element, air enlarges a problem. And so it must be controlled. You got to understand how it works because it can either be the growth factor or the factor that creates a larger flame and burns things down to the ground. And so that is why I really love this energy. As a Taurus, green is my color. I feed off the energy of nature and the growth process. And so for me, the heart chakra is everything. It's home for me, for the Taurus, but it's also the area in which I have to be the most conscious of how I move in it, because it's something that I have to, we have to know when and how to love. And I think that's something society does not teach us that as often as they teach us to just abuse the word and the novelty of it. Oh, love is this and love is that and love is patience and love is kind. But they don't say love is reckless. Love is dangerous. Love is intense. Love is destructive. One of the most destructive tools in the world when used out of context, when it's not controlled or governed properly. And so they don't use that to sell you gift cards and different things that they sell wrapped around love. Most religious platforms don't talk about the shadow side of this love energy. And so today I just want to talk about it in relationship. The heart chakra, again, is the kind of like the central nervous system of your relationship. When you are in the heart chakra, it's going to govern your sense of forgiveness. Every tool that you need to make a relationship work is in your heart chakra. Your ability to forgive, your ability to see the beauty in someone else, to empathize with them, even though you don't identify with them, your ability to allow them into your private self, to expose yourself, the ability to be vulnerable, the ability to share your life with others comes from the motivation of the heart chakra. And so in relationships, the way we nurture that energy in each other is we express through communication. And for those of you who are air signs, those Geminis, those Libras and those Aquarius, if you are a air sign, you understand the importance of communication, of talking and being expressive, because that is the tool that is used to nurture and to express the heart. Without that, it's really hard to express the heart in human form in a way that we each will understand one another. So your communication is critical to your heart. So when we talk about the throat chakra and the heart chakra are really very much dependent on one another, because without it, it is very hard to express what is needed, express what is necessary to grow a relationship properly. When we talk about the heart chakra and relationships, I really don't want to spend too much time talking about what everyone has already said in terms of love and the heart chakra. We know that we need it. We know that it is a part of being with your partner and expressing to your partner your deepest emotions. But what happens in relationship when we don't understand the other elements of the heart chakra, the other elements that come with love, which is transformation? And that's kind of really what I want to talk about today in terms of the heart chakra and relationship is transformation. I think that's where relationships they can either survive or fall, when it comes to that. Because in your relationship, many people won't tell you in your marriage, in your relationship, in your family relationships, in your friendships, the person that you are in relation with will change. They will transform in a sense that their morals and values may not change and shift. We hope that that doesn't happen. However, we want things to evolve. And there's a difference between completely changing who you are and evolving. That's transformation. And so as we form ourselves into a sense of transformation in terms of growth and getting closer to ourselves, sometimes it is very hard for relationships to survive that transformation, because it doesn't necessarily happen on one accord. One of the biggest things and misconceptions that I've always heard when talking to married people is, and again, my role here is not to challenge or change anyone's spiritual beliefs, but to give you something extra to think about. Many times I've had Christian clients and they come to me and they say, well, we're supposed to be one flesh. We are supposed to move as one flesh here. If I'm doing something, this person, my partner, should join me. If I'm attacking, something that I don't like, an insecurity within me, whether it's my weight or my self-esteem or a professional endeavor, because the common theme for the heart chakra is that the common theme in some religions is that oneness. You guys are one flesh. If I move, you move, just like that. And that's not it. That's not it. You are still two very unique and destined individuals with two very unique and destined destinies. And in that, there are some misconceptions in that concept of one flesh that has not fully been explained or fleshed out, in my opinion. And so that is what we're going to be talking about. You are still an individual. Your journey is still yours to follow. When you're given a partner, you are given just that, a partner, someone who may have a skill, an energy source that you need along your path, a perspective that you will need along your journey, a challenge that you will need along your life path that was ordained for you, that you can learn from, you can benefit from, you can use, and you can expand. It will help you during your evolution, for good or for bad. It can all help you during your evolution. But the common sense that people think, if I do something, my partner needs to be on board to do it as well. That's not true. Your partner may actually be called to learn from your doing. As they appear to be standing still, they may be called to learn from you as you are called to move and transform, and vice versa. Some things will align Some things you will do together and grow together and be on the journey together, and it will have the fruits of, of your labor will show and develop together. And those are great moments. But so many times people struggle with the fact of, my partner's not supporting me because they don't join me. My partner is not supporting my beliefs, my works, my life, because they don't stop what they're doing and join in with me and walk this walk with me. And we're supposed to be together, and we're supposed to be a family, and we're supposed to be married, and we're supposed to be best friends. Why aren't you walking with me? Why aren't you following with me? Why aren't we going through this together? And that's a big misconception. And it tears apart families. It tears apart relationships. It rips at the soul, because it puts you and forces you in a place of loneliness, and it eats away at the heart chakra, because that's not a truth. That's not a truth. Your journey is yours. And some things that you're called to do, your partner, your family, your friends, your children will not follow, are not called to do. It's not a part of their path at that time. Now, it may be part of their path later on in life, but for now, it's for them to see you do. It's for them to see you walk. And we need to keep our sense of independence in love. And that is something that, I don't think was taught enough. I don't think it was explored enough. It was just this idea of oneness and love and unity. But there is a sense of division in love, especially, within the heart chakra. That heart belongs to you. It is within you. And the heart in that other individual that you're in a relationship with belongs to them. Now, there is a spiritual meshing when we have marriage. There is a spiritual alignment. That is the reason for, the wedding, which many people think is a party, but it is a spiritual ritual in which you are merging your spiritual team with the spiritual team of your partner. In that, there are some places and some times during your journey together that you will align, because that's just what happens. There's some things that you're meant to do together that you will align, but there are tons of things that you are supposed to do on your own. Developing your heart chakra is an independent walk at times. And love means allowing you to do what you need to do and not interfering. Sometimes that is love. Many people think that, oh no, it's not love because you didn't join me. You didn't help me in the way I wanted help to come. But love, many times, love is just not getting in your way, not stopping you. I may not understand what you're doing, but I'm not going to stop you. And I'm going to be open to what you're doing and maybe even learn, allow you to teach me something. But I can't join you right now because that's not my walk. It's not my time. It's not for me. When you are in partnership with your friends, your family, your lovers, you need to understand that a part of the heart chakra is not just saying I love you, but loving with a sense of endurance, with a sense of acceptance. I accept that you are here and I am here. And so that I accept it so much and I respect it so much that I won't get in your way. I won't get in your way. I can't be of help to you because I'm not at that place right now. I'm not there. But I will not hinder you on your journey. And I will lend my energy to you whenever you need it, for whatever you need. But I just can't join you. We have to accept that. So that's the part of love that I don't think people talk about enough in relationships. It's the part that so often, over and over and over again, couples sit in front of me and the man is like, I'm on this journey and I'm tackling this and I'm doing this. And she just won't come on board with me. She won't do this with me. We're supposed to be a team. We're supposed to, where's the oneness? We're supposed to be a team. If I'm doing this and you're doing that, we're not on one accord. And that is not the truth. When you have a spiritual connection with your partner, the course never separates. The connection never separates, but the path does. The connection never separates, but the path will. Your path may lead you one way and your partner's path may lead them another way. But the connection, the thread, the invisible thread that binds you is still there. The respect for one another is still there. It governs you. It is you. If you took your vows seriously, if you take your commitments to your partner seriously, your commitments to your family and to your commitments to your friends, if you really take them seriously, the thread that binds you never leaves. But your paths have to. They must. And so when we understand the heart chakra, the part of the heart chakra that governs transformation and movement is essential. You cannot expect your partner to take every step with you. But if they stay out of your way, if they don't try to stop you, now that is love. That is true love. In love, we do not talk about forgiveness enough. We don't talk about forgiveness enough. I don't think that we prepare even couples. There was a time, and I still do it, but just not as often now. And I'm not sure why. Maybe the season of marriage has calmed down, but I have done wedding marital coaching, in which I try to prepare couples for tools with spiritual tools and education that can help the African American couple stick and to stay together. Because for me, that's everything. We are, as a people, struggling, and we need to multiply. We need to come together. We need to pair up. We need to unify and fortify our culture by pairing up together and reestablishing strong families. And that is key. That is key. And in doing that, it's going to take a lot of forgiveness. And that's a part of love that people say with their mouths, but they don't talk about how ugly it could get when you tell somebody, for better or for worse. When you tell a friend, I'm going to always be there for you. When you tell a child, I love you and my love is unconditional. We don't talk about the ugly when that child robs you of whatever it is, robs your emotions, robs your life, robs you physically. When that child, it goes against the very thing that you work to teach them how to be. When they challenge you, when they challenge your ignorance, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about how to continue to move in your heart chakra, even when it does not align with what you set up. When you're challenged, it requires a lot of forgiveness. People will fail. People will fail you. But forgiveness, it is so tough. Because it's easy to talk about forgiveness after you've already forgiven someone. After you've passed the process and time has passed and you are now in a different place, it's so easy to get on these videos and say, oh, forgive yourself and forgive your neighbor and forgive. It is the most hardest thing you will ever have to do. And maybe sometimes the biggest part to me of forgiveness is just the process of trying. That to me is forgiveness. Forgiveness may not always be a snap your finger, I'm no longer angry with you. I can put you in a place in my life where you no longer dictate my joys and pains and it's over. For some, they're lucky to get that. But for others, the very pursuit of forgiveness is the energy that you need to live in. The very time, every time you hear the issue, every time you hear that person's name and they give you, it hits that solar plexus energy, that gut feeling to where you know it does not align with you. Something about them does not agree with you. When you get that gut feeling, every time they come into your mind, every time they're in your presence, and you try to remind yourself that they are human, that they make mistakes, the process of forgiveness is where the heart chakra lives. That is the heart chakra. It is, I am not perfect, but I welcome the process to understand the things that I cannot change on my own. That to me is when I truly became one with the heart chakra, is when I learned, as I continue to learn, that to love someone is more than a word. It's more than a gift or an action. It is simply aligning yourself to say, I accept the parts in you that I cannot change. And I accept the parts of me that I cannot change. And I won't get in your way. And I won't allow you to get in mine. That is love to me. That is love to me. Because it takes so much. People say love is easy. Love in its surface form, in its social construct. That kind of love is easy. But love in its truest depths, when you subtract all of the propaganda from it, when you take away all of the fluff from it, love at its essence is hard work. It's hard work. It is the pursuit of it that makes it whole. Just trying to love somebody else is really truly loving them, is living in the heart chakra. Because outside of that, you're going to beat yourself up every time you think you've arrived and you think I thought I loved this person, and then we end up in divorce. I thought I knew how to love my children, but then you got that one that challenges you. That one that you're like, for some reason, I just never connected. It's hard to love them. That's when love is made perfect. As you navigate through those shadow sides of love, there are two sides to every element. And so in relationship with someone whose heart chakra is blocked, they are not able to accept the shadow side of love, the flip side of it, the side that's not so easily attained. They have low resilience, no resilience at all sometimes. As soon as things get tough, they got to back out, they got to run. They got to run. And they use the excuse that this is not for me. Love is not supposed to feel this way. No, love is supposed to feel that way. Love is supposed to feel that way. Sometimes love is supposed to challenge. Love is supposed to challenge. Love is supposed to oppose certain beliefs in us, in ourselves, that don't align with our path, that don't align ourselves with the flow of the world. Love comes in to challenge those thoughts. It comes in to transform. It comes in to put you on the path to forgiveness. And so in a relationship, you really need to be open to what it takes to make it work. It will take tons and tons of compromise. Now, I'm not talking, again, I always have to have the disclaimer, because it takes one, and I say it all the time, it takes one person to take a positive aspect and use a positive principle to justify a negative action. Love will challenge you, not tear you down. So if you are in a relationship and you're trying to make it work and you want to use the principles that you're hearing to justify why you stay in that relationship, but it's tearing you down. It's tearing you down. There's no joy in it. There's no growth in it. It's not challenging you. There's a difference. When something challenges you, you kind of feel shame. You feel sometimes shame, conviction, really. You feel found out. You feel exposed. You feel like you have to justify. That is when you know you have been, your inner self has been challenged. Because your conversation and your reply to the person is usually justification. Well, I did this because, or, well, you don't really know me because I've been through a lot. When the reality of it is that they're seeing you. They're seeing the crevices and the cracks of you where love may not reside as easily. And they're penetrating those cracks. And they are forcing you to explain yourself. That's all a part of love. That's a part of love. But the tear down is different. The tear down is it has no motive. It has no direction. It is a weak vibration. It is something that's meant to have an initial effect on us and go nowhere else. There's no growth at the end of tear down. So tear down is you're not doing this right. You're not doing this right. You're not doing this right. It's the finger pointing. It is someone who can physically tear you down through abuse and mental abuse, emotional abuse. It is just nothing but a negative perspective with no intention attached to it. And that's dangerous. When you throw out criticism, corrections with no intention attached to it, it's not coming from a place of love. It's not coming from a place of I want you to be better. It's just I need to expose to you and tell you what I notice you're not doing right. But I have attached it with no intention other than to just make you aware of it. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. There's a lot of people that do that. Dangerous. When they come to you and they expose your shadow side or your shortcomings that you're not aware of, and they have no intention behind it. They're not telling you with the hopes that you will understand yourself better or that you will be better or do better. They just want you to know they see it. That's dangerous. And those people are dangerous. So when you're in the heart chakra, you're not one of those people. When you are balanced with that heart chakra, everything you say, everything you do is out of a place of love, even when you get upset, even when you get enraged. Most of the time, when we are in our largest rages, when we are truly angry and infuriated, when we step outside ourselves and we're ready to go off on somebody, it's usually out from the heart chakra. It is usually a disappointment, a shock to the heart chakra. It is like the heart chakra throwing up. It is because something that this person is doing is not affirming who you believe that they should be, who you believe them to be, who you want them to be. Their actions have disappointed you because of your love for them. You care what they do, what they say, and they're not doing what you feel is the best for them, for their families, for the relationship you have with them. And that rage of, I'm going to get you, comes from because I'm going to get you because you are hurting me so bad. You are disappointing me so bad. The you that I'd love to see, you just continue to keep burying it deeper and deeper, and you refuse to align yourself and to be your best self. It is infuriating to me. I expected more from you. These are the language that you use when that heart chakra is damaged or gets damaged by your partner. And you're like, now I'm angry. And some of your worst enemies are the people who you've had the most love for. That's just how it goes. So that's the uncommon, conversation about love and the heart chakra. Love is made perfect when it is challenged. Period. Period. The coupling of two people is like a chemistry. It's like a chemistry class. And sometimes you mix two people and you get an explosion, a reaction. And sometimes when you mix them, you get nothing. It's benign. It sits and it stabilizes. And most of the time, we all are taught to try to find someone that stabilizes, that doesn't cause an eruption. But that's not the case. Your life partner, whoever it is, your spouse, has got to be someone who is either going to support you through change or ignite the change. One of the two. If you have someone you're coasting through life and you guys haven't been through anything and there's no challenge there, there's no opposition there, I get scared, and you should too. Because love and operating in that heart chakra is about accepting that this person, if you chose this person correctly, and that's a video for another day, if this person was chosen with the right premise, was picked and was selected using your right frame of mind, while you were in your right frame of mind, while you were balanced, then this is something that you must understand. Their existence is to challenge you, is to help you, is to be a partner to you, not to be a perfect pairing, not to be something that is so harmonious that it renders no change at all. Some people are just in really harmonious relationships right now, and they are stuck and stagnant, but they think that they are in the good. My relationship is good. We love each other. It's fine. But no one challenges the other. Everything stays at this kind of consistency of dullness. And no one is elevating. No one is learning. No one is being challenged. So tough. I would say out of all of the chakras, the heart chakra is the one where it takes the most, which it's one of the ones that takes the most inner work of the person. Because you can love on someone with a low heart chakra and try to love on them. And it's the funniest thing is that the more you love on them, the more annoyed they'll get with you. The more disgusted they'll be with you. They'll be so annoyed they want to get rid of you. Because the heart is the heart chakra is such an amazing tool that on its flip side, it works to protect you even from people trying to penetrate in a good way. Your heart is so powerful that it will embrace love, but it will also guard against anything coming into your world that you don't want. That's how protective it is. That's what this energy is about. So for me as a Taurus, living in this energy is who I am. I must be very careful how I love because my love is intense. With the same fierceness that I love you, I can reject you with that same sense. And that rejection is painful to others. It's unexpected. It's hurtful. It's unforgettable. And so I must be very careful who I let in so I don't reject and I don't hurt people with the very same gift that was given to me to love them. And that's tough. That's on a whole nother level. Not abusing your gift that you were given to love people and flip it and hurt people with the same gift. That is the heart chakra. That is the heart chakra because it is a protector, a fierce protector of you, of your soul. It will fiercely protect you. It will fiercely protect the soul. It will protect you against you. It will protect you so much against you that it will help you create delusions about yourself. It will shut you off, make you cold, make you jaded so that you just don't hurt it anymore. That's how protected the heart is of its energy. And so understanding that, let's stop connecting love and the heart chakra and that essence of love with perfection, with peace and harmony to the extent it is connected to peace and harmony with the extent that it should feel harmonious at times. It can feel peaceful at times, but it is not the definition of absolute peace and absolute harmony. That is not a true concept, definition, explanation of love. It is not. Love can be destructive. Love can be obstructive. It can be closed off because of its power. It can flip on you. And in protecting itself, it will shut even you out, which is why it is so important to surround yourselves by energies that flow very freely, because it'll help your heart chakra to be comfortable with transformation, to be comfortable with change, which is why I noticed in my life there are so many different people who are governed by different elements. And it's good to have them around you because although you may not like them all the time, it is good to have different elements, different types of people around you. You know, I'm governed by the energy of Earth as a Taurus, my zodiac sign. So that's the element that governs me. I am good around water. I am constantly being surrounded by air, even though I don't like, it as much because of the transformation. I cannot always be rooted to the ground. I must learn how to flow with the vibrations and the frequencies of this world in order to achieve my life purpose. And those elements of water and air show me how to move in this life freely without holding too tight. It shows me how to accept change. And that's what love will do. Love will teach you how to accept change. And so I hope that something I said about love today helps you in your relationship. We took a different approach than I did with some of the other chakras, but each one is so unique and has to be delivered in such a unique way. And so for this, I really wanted to talk about the flip side of love and the heart chakra. One of the stones that I wear often to govern the heart chakra is my rose quartz. If you can notice it, it's here. It's the rose quartz. And I don't know if you can see the pink color, but that's the color of it. It's like a very light pink color. And so this is a stone that I often put on to help to keep my heart chakra in balance. I hadn't been wearing it at all, but I recently just got one, which is amazing how, because my heart chakra was so strong already, I felt like I didn't need it. But then I began to research and meditate, and I was given the words that I've given to you now, which is there's another side to love that you don't have under control, that you constantly need to be aware of. And it's the transformation. I struggle with change. I don't like it, but I welcome it because I know that it's the only way to grow. It's the only way. It is so essential to my essence that I must learn to be comfortable in it. And that is why I began to start to wear it. So that's why I purchased it and I began to start to wear it. So I would encourage you to get your rose quartz and wear that. Again, to nurture this chakra, if it is low, if you notice that you're really cold and jaded and it's not easy to open up to people, it's not easy to be vulnerable. It's not easy. Vulnerability is about you being open and accepting that someone could hurt you, but choosing to love anyway. Being vulnerable is all about that. I am okay with the fact that what I'm giving to you may one day or could one day be used against me. And that's what, being vulnerable is all about. And so the heart chakra helps you to be okay with how people may change, but you don't have to. How whatever you give out in terms of love, give it with a heart that you don't care what people do with it. It's a gift of love that you are not upset if people take it, and if people don't necessarily do right by it. The power and the rejuvenation of the gift comes from the heart and the intentions in which you gave it. When I give out love, I give out love with the intentions of whether you do me wrong later on or not, I'm giving you this gift because it's something that's in my heart for you now. For some reason, Spirit is using me to give you this gift of love. So it doesn't really belong to me. I'm an agent for love to flow freely through me. And sometimes that's powerful. Sometimes you may be an agent to give love to somebody else. And you may think it's coming from you, but it's not. It's coming from the crown down, from Spirit through you, because you are a vessel of love. Because you've aligned yourself and you're balanced, you may be used more often than you'd like to love on people. But in the flip side of that, you might feel really betrayed, really used, taken for granted, because people never really measure up to give you that love back. But what you have to realize is that love didn't come from you. It is a vessel thing. It's a dropping down upon you and using you as a vessel, because love can live within you. You have the element for it. It can live within you. And so many people in this world need to be loved now without reservation. They need to be loved without consequence. And so if you are a vessel of love and you know who you are, if you're able to forgive easily and you hate yourself for it, if you're able to love people who others would hate and you are, you really don't like that part about you, accept yourself. Accept that you are a vessel of love, that you can love the largest of us and the smallest of us. Accept that about yourself. You can love people through their shadow sides and through their light. Accept it, because you're needed, and you govern in the heart chakra, and that is so necessary. Another thing that you can do to aid your heart chakra is to burn incense. Smells and scents One of them is rose, the smell of rose. So it's the rose quartz, and then it's the actual scent of rose. You can boil roses in water and have that scent. You can buy fresh flowers, fresh roses, and keep them around you. But the scent of rose is very powerful when it comes to nurturing your heart chakra. And so that's something that can be very helpful to you. So I hope that today you got something from this video that will help you in your journey to loving others, that will help you in your relationship to really understand the sacrifice of love, the sacrifice of love, the pursuit of love, the value in the pursuit of love, because it's not all roses. It's not all happy days. The person that loves you is there to challenge you, to help you transform, to push you to a place that will uncover your ability and your resilience. And that can't happen when everything is perfect. It happens in challenge. It happens through adversities. So let's put on our, big girl and big boy pants, and let's start making these relationships work. Let's start assessing if these people are in aligned with our balance, with ourselves, with our spirit. And if they're not, let's start shifting things around, and let's get connected and get in relationship with people who balance us. Let's start using our senses, our third eye, our heart chakra, to pick people that can challenge us to grow. Let's start doing that so that we can begin to have relationships that have resilience. Too many times people are so quick to throw things away, throw a marriage away, throw a relationship away. Oh, this person doesn't make me feel this way. They all we do is fight. Then that means something could be challenging you to change. This person has a hard job of not only making you feel good, but challenging you to change. Have resilience. Do the work. Make it work. Let's build strong families and rebuild ourselves as a people. It starts from the root. Love yourself and open yourself up to be loved by others, even if it hurts. Because if it hurts in a good way. Love yourself enough to allow someone to challenge you to change the parts of you that you never knew needed to be changed. That's all for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I really love talking to you, and until next time.